So one of the things I want to talk about today is COVID. I know I shouldn't swear, should I? But a couple of months back there were some hints that it was coming back in China. And then there was some big news about two scientists who'd smuggled some virus or something back to their university from China to the UK. And both were caught at different times bringing in the same virus. And now it's starting to come back onto YouTube that there is a strain of COVID that it says it'll affect you at the start differently. You get a razor sharp sore throat or something. But anyway, I've got some people coming up. I'll talk to you in a minute. So as I was saying, it's been talked about quite a lot on YouTube now, that there is a COVID virus happening or starting up. And I was just wondering, second time round, how differently we would deal with it. So for me, I definitely would not go and get the inoculations again. I mean, they really hurt. They hurt for a long time. They didn't make, I wasn't well with them. For over a good year, I was just feeling really sluggish and tired for a long time. It's taken, 2 years to get back to some normality. I mean, I did my exercises and I kept fit and kept my health coming back, but it was, I wasn't happy with it at all. There's the COVID inquiry going on, and I'm saving that. That's on YouTube, and it's on every week, and there's something about each inquiry, each week something is talked about. And it's just a very bland thing, that you can save. It's a gov.doc thing. But, COVID, they've proved it, haven't they, that COVID is an experiment. It's something that happened, and none of the health people or the pharmaceuticals or the doctors, anybody really knew how to deal with it. But for a lot of big companies, it was just suddenly a brilliant experiment. So they brought out these, these vaccination things, these COVID vaccinations, and said, they're good for you. It was Pfizer or something, wasn't it? I can't remember now. It's going back a few years now, isn't it? But they brought them out and they said, you've got to have one, and if you don't have one, you can't work in the care sector, and you can't work here, and your employer might tell you that you can't work for them anymore unless you get it. So I was in my car by then, wasn't I? I was homeless by then in my car, so I still went back to Chester and got them done, because I thought, I will still be working and I can't afford to not work, so I've got to get these inoculations. And I don't know whether they'll threaten us this time round with this sort of thing, because it was dreadful, And do you remember all the care homes that were shut off to families, and you couldn't go and see your gran or whoever, or your granddad, and they were in a home, and then some died, and you just never got to cuddle them and say goodbye. It was a terrible time. And I don't want it to be like when you're pregnant and you give birth and it's a terrible time, but you forget about it very quickly because you want your next baby. We got to remember how bad it was, and the crap they sold us about A, the inoculations, but B, all the money they spent on for the masks and the aprons, and all this money that was spent. And so many big companies made a lot of money out of it, and so did ministers. A lot of people made a lot of money out of COVID, and we are the ones that are left to take the brunt of that, the suffering and the pain and everything that was given to us. And I don't want us to go through that again. So I wonder how you will deal with it now. I wonder if you'll stand your ground and say, no, I'm not having an inoculation, and no, I'm not doing social distancing, and no, I'm not shutting myself in my house for weeks on end, because we can't do that again. It drove a lot of us to a mental breakdown, and it was very bad. So we need to start thinking now about how we're going to stand up to the powers that be and the health people that come on the TV once it starts coming back, telling us what we should and shouldn't do. And no doubt they've got a plan all sorted out for the next time. Well, we won't know about it until the next time happens, and it'll creep in like it did before. It'll creep in like it did before, and then all of a sudden we're told that we can't do this, we can't do that, we've got to go and get the vaccinations, go and get the jabs. And they won't give tuppence about how we feel or what happened previously. They won't. It's about the money. COVID, anything like that, it's about the money for all of these people. It's not about caring for us, not one jot. And I want you to remember that. A minister is a minister is a minister. Okay? So, Minister of Health. We can't depend on him being the minister that knows everything. He's just doing a job right there and then. Right? It's his job. He's told what to do. You must make them go and get their inoculations. You must make them wear masks. You must tell them to stay at home. And at the end of his job, he can just walk off, or, when he's had enough, he can just go and walk off and go into another job. These are not people that know what it's all about. All they know is what they're told to sell, how to sell it, and they sell it and they push it. And they sound sincere or, alarmist, and I don't want to say alarmist, but they're pushing you to go and do these things, and it's not about caring about us, it is about the money. So I need you to really start thinking now quite seriously, I think before winter comes, about what you're going to do if all of a sudden people start popping up on the news saying COVID's around. We need to start thinking about this, because they have already thought about this. They've already thought about what they're going to tell us, what we're going to do. So we've got to be prepared. The little people have got to be prepared about what we're going to do about that. I'm not going to have my inoculations. Nothing's going to change for me. I'm going to go out on my walks. If the buses don't run anymore, I'll walk everywhere. I don't care. I'll just go and live in my tent or something. I don't know. But there is no way they're going to push me. And even if something terrible is done to me, like they say, we'll stop your pension because you're not doing as we say, I'll say, right, okay, well, I'll just go and live in my tent, and when I die, on your head be it, because you're not going to push me back to that situation that I had before. So I'm just wondering what you guys think of all of this, and how you struggled and how you got through and what you would do this time round. Okay, so let me know.